Welcome back to The Outlet.
I have my really good friend out here today, Michael Pacifico. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, Johnny. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, boss. So, Mike, let's tell the viewers and listeners, what's your business?
So I own a gym called FitSpot, a construction business, Swift Renovations, and as of recently just got into real estate.
Awesome, man. How do you like real estate?
It's new. It's exciting. I'm still trying to figure out a plan as to how to incorporate that into my other businesses, but it's in the works.
Did COVID affect your businesses in any way?
Absolutely. In actually one day, I lost half my business. I just relocated to Route 18. Those of you who don't know, this is in East Brunswick, New Jersey. And before I can open my doors, I was shut down. So it was not a fun experience, but that's part of owning a business, is taking your obstacles and learning how to conquer them. And what saved me was having the construction business to help pull some weight from the fitness slump.
Yeah, man. I mean, this COVID really did affect a lot of people out there. I mean, it's just been craziness. How did you get into fitness, though?
When I was graduating college, like anyone else, you have to look at where you see opportunity. And when I graduated, there was the economic downfall. And the only big industry I saw on the rise while everything was going downhill was fitness. So I enjoy training. It was a passion of mine. It made sense. And I essentially knew this is what I wanted to do and put my head down. I didn't know exactly I was going to be a business owner, but I knew I wanted to get into the field of fitness. So I dropped out of college and pursued my career of personal training.
What type of training do you do? Is it like more of a CrossFit, heavy lifting, weights, calisthenics?
Well, the general person's goal coming to a gym is to lose weight, tone up. Our workouts are catered to do exactly that.
Awesome. What's the satisfaction and rewards you get out of all of this?
Simple things. Text messages from my clients at, after hours, telling me how they're down weight, how they feel better than they ever have. It's those simple moments, knowing that you're changing somebody's life for the better, and it's taking a deep impact on them, that's rewarding. Because at the end of the day, you can make as much money as you want, but if you have no impact on somebody else's life, it's not as rewarding. So that's what I would say is the best feeling of owning a business, is to know at the end of the day, I made a positive impact on somebody's life.
And these different ventures that came out of working at the gym, was that just by people coming inside the gym, talking to you, meeting people there, just networking throughout the gym, or was it networking outside the gym? How did this come about?
Well, before diving into the different ventures, I just would like to explain how that came about.
Okay.
I opened my gym and things were great. I was the only gym in town, but like any other business, competition is going to arise. And when it did, it came down hard. Every corner you looked at, there was a gym. Anywhere I moved my business, a gym would try opening up across the street just to put me out.
Jeez.
They never succeeded, but they did make it difficult because there's only so many people in a community you can attract to. So when it came to a point I wanted to expand my services, I didn't want to do the traditional route of franchising the gym because that's not what my passion was. My passion was to become the biggest influence in a community I possibly could. And without franchising, I also enjoy doing construction. So I took that passion and tied it into the gym. And the reason that became easy was because my clients trust me and say, if Johnny, you're a member at FitSpot, you want to redo your bathroom, you're going to trust I'm going to do a good job. There's no reason I'm going to do you wrong.
Exactly.
Because
Relationship.
I have a reputation to maintain.
So before the gym and before all of this, did you have any other jobs, or did you have a 9-to-5?
I've had a few small jobs. Annie Ann's. Worked at Annie Ann's as a kid.
Awesome.
But generally speaking, I've been self-employed my entire life.
And what's Annie Ann's?
Pretzel place. I made pretzels. They were delicious.
Yeah, dude. They're really good there. The salt and butter one's amazing. I love Annie Ann's, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
But as far as what I do before that, I've always had that entrepreneur mindset to myself. I sold Juicy Couture, Ed Hardy at school parties. I even going back deeper than that, I would sell Pokemon cards at a garage sale.
So the hustle was strong.
Pokemon cards, selling them on the street. So
no way, dude.
You
That's
name
amazing.
it. That's just always been in my blood. And obviously now I've taken a more professional approach to that and started the gym.
How long has the gym been open over there?
I've been in business now for 8 years.
Congratulations, man. Owning a gym. I don't really have any experience in that field, but it must be kind of difficult since, I remember 2013, 14, it's like, that's when like the fitness models and everyone's like into the fitness,
Yeah.
The competition must have been crazy, but
we're doing something right because it's influencing people to
keep coming
be
back.
more cognitive of their health. And the more people that realize health is important to their daily routine, the better my business is going to do. So I think we're in a good direction as far as influencing people for the better.
With construction, are you buying homes, flipping homes, property, commercial?
I've done a few flips. I bought a house, for myself, fixed it, flipped that, and a lot of full home renovations, basement renos, you name it. But guys, before we go on to that, I want to also elaborate why I came onto this show. And it 100% was not to talk about myself. It's to motivate anyone looking to start a passion of their own, whether it be something fun they do on the side or starting their own business. That's why I'm here. I want to explain where I started, some of the struggles that I came across to get where I am today. And I think sharing those hard moments are the most important part, so people can realize that if they're trying to start it and they're going through a hard moment, don't stop. And I'm going to take about 5 minutes just to start talking where I started. And I started as a personal trainer, like I mentioned before. I went into corporate management. I took over a Gold's Gym, and they turned it to Club Metro. I took their personal training. I built it up. I did very well. And then one day, it was doing so well, my boss at the time didn't need me in management position anymore. He offered me a separate position. The next day, I went home. I looked at some spaces that were available on Craigslist. It was a gymnastics facility. And I went back to my boss the next day and told him I respectfully declined the position. And I opened up my own gym the very next day in a gymnastics facility kids party room.
Wow.
So I started my career actually somewhere I knew nobody. But the guy at the time, he was very helpful. He got my feet off the ground, advertised to his members. You have all the gymnast moms. And it started off great. It picked up a lot of momentum. The interesting part was 3 months later, I was teaching my 9:30 class, and I'll never forget, the fire marshal walks into the door and says, "You need to get all your stuff and leave." And my face dropped. I had just taken my life savings and dumped it into my business. So I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. And all of my members at that time, we looked at each other. I looked at the fire marshal, and he said to me, "Just get what you can and leave." So at that time, we just took everything and put it out on the curb. And
why did the fire marshal shut you down? Was it because
the landlord, like I said, he was a great guy. He helped out, but he had some financial issues, and they were unknown to me. Okay. And this is something I would never do again, is go into a lease not knowing the person I'm renting from's finances. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they closed him down, and I was on the street 3 months later. But I still didn't stop there. I took about a month, 2 months to find a new home, which I got set up. I stayed there for about 2 years. I moved to another building, and I dealt with another terrible landlord. He one day sends me a legal notice that he's shutting my doors down. This one got a lot more sticky. I had to get legal consultation to save my business. He tried evicting me. It didn't work. So now I moved to the spot I'm at on Route 18, which opened up in March, and then COVID happened. So guys, this is what I'm saying. It's never an easy battle.
Never easy.
You need to keep a solid head on your shoulders. And when those moments come that times are getting tough for you, that's as a business owner, or like I said, any passion you're trying to pursue, is when you need to buckle down and become the strongest person you are. And that's definitely the hardest part about owning a business, is you don't have anybody to turn and look to. It's just
no safety net. Nothing
there's
at
no
all.
safety net.
Nothing at all.
My parents did not know anything about fitness, so as much as they would try and help me, they couldn't, because it's just not something they can relate to. And I didn't know anyone else in the fitness industry to help me on the business end. At the end of the day, it's you and learning from your mistakes and bettering yourself and not making the same mistakes twice. And if you make it a third time, then
shame on you.
Shame on you.
It's all a test, man. I mean, trust me, people are like, oh, how'd you get this accomplished? How you do this? And everyone thinks it's just so easy, but there's a lot of fine print that a lot of people don't realize. That, like, if you want to start just to even get a t-shirt company, you know, there's so many rules and regulations when it comes to that. You know, you can get sued for anything. So you always have to remember that it's not easy, but it's always a test, and you have to keep moving forward. And the harder it gets, I mean, for me, I love it because I know I'm growing.
Yeah. Everything I've done, it's similar to you. You came out here, you started from the bottom up with a backpack.
That's it. $800 in a duffel bag.
Now we're sitting in this beautiful apartment in this little fancy recording studio.
You like it?
I do.
Beautiful, right? Yeah, man. So, I mean, pretty much what it comes out to is that a lot of people that I talk to, they feel like life, or some parts of their life, is worthless, or they feel hopeless. And I just want people to know that, like, when I show people, hey, listen, please trust me. You have to be grateful. So grateful. Like, I wake up and I'm just thinking about how grateful I am just to be alive, to be able to wake up on a California king bed, just to be able to breathe, to walk down the street. I mean, I always look at life in other people's perspectives and think about how bad it could be.
It can always be worse.
Yeah, always be worse.
No matter what happens in life, that's always what I tell myself. Mike, relax. Somebody else out there has it worse than you do.
Of course, dude. And I remember the day I wanted to leave LA. And I was thinking about leaving LA. I looked to my left and I said, if this poor homeless person can make it, I can make it. He's trying so hard. What makes it that I can't try? Or the people that are starving in Africa. I mean, they would do anything.
Well, I could tell you what else also helps people make it is when you're going into something, have a plan. When I started my business, I put everything on pen and paper. I put down my rent, how many members I would need, you know, the basic stuff, the utilities cost, the marketing budget. And you need to look at those numbers and see, are they achievable? The money it brings back, is that something you're comfortable with?
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that for every business model that, you know, I've went with.
A vision board, a plan. Always.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, I'm just going to manifest this beautiful house and car, and I'm going to have all this stuff come to me.
But don't get me wrong. When I created my business plan 8 years ago, people would always tell me, you have to stick to that plan. And that's where I'm going to argue that you don't.
Yes.
You just need to make sure that what you're starting makes sense. And, you know, over the years, things change, times change. Look at COVID. It just changed the way half of these businesses are run. So you need to be able to pivot and pivot fast. So relating back to my business, the main one in fitness, you have all these different gyms opening, offering these different services. So you have to be cognitive of your competition and change your model to compete. And that's what I'm saying is my business plan I started with has changed constantly.
It's growth. You're just shedding. I mean,
you're shedding the dead weight off your business.
Exactly.
And figuring out what do people like, and how to incorporate that into your business without diluting what, you know, you started it for. You don't want to just do something because everyone else is doing it, and I won't do that. You have to be it has to be something wholesome to you.
More authentic for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, look at TikTok and Instagram. And I mean, remember when MySpace was out? Everyone was like, oh, look, MySpace. And
yeah, that's my weakness right there. You have one of the greatest marketing avenues right at your fingertips, Instagram. And you need to use it. You need to use social media if you're in business.
Yeah.
I would say back in the day, everyone, when they wanted to find your business, what did they do? They opened up the yellow pages.
Remember that? Oh my God.
So
remember TV guides?
TV guides, yellow pages. Now, marketing your business, you have social media. You can show everyone what you're doing every day. And when it comes time ready for them to join in on that fund or business venture, they're able to.
Exactly.
Social media is one way, but it's not the only way. In fact, for the gym, not the construction, I get most of my business all through Google.
Oh, really?
100%. I came out to LA. We wanted breakfast this morning. Where did you look for breakfast?
Google.
Where did I look for breakfast?
Google.
Where do we look for things to do when we go to Yosemite tomorrow?
Google Maps, yeah.
Google.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
guys, Google is very important. Make that Google page the best. Make sure you have the best reviews.
It's the truth, dude. It's the truth. Like people still nowadays, they're like, "Hey, how do I get here? How do I?" I'm like, literally, just press speaker,
just Google,
voice record or speaker on Google, and you just say, "Where's this spot?" or "How do I get here?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Google
got it.
Yeah, Google. And it seems like we're on the topic now of marketing and having a good web page. That's also another fun, like very important tool to have. And if you look at my websites, one of the most important things I do is try and collect people's information and collect it fast. So you have on the gym a free VIP guest pass, enter your information. On the construction, a free estimate, enter your information. This way, over the years, you're constantly gathering those leads. So
exactly.
You look back 8 years later, you've gathered half of the community, hopefully.
Yeah. So, I mean, social media, I remember they told me, John, you got to use TikTok. And when I heard that, I was just like, there's no way I'm using TikTok and Snapchat. I mean, it was just like my ego came out, and I killed my ego. It's totally gone. But when someone's like, "Oh, you gotta do all these crazy dances on TikTok and you gotta Snapchat," I was like, "Oh God!" It was just upset to me, And
yeah, but we're talking about all these social media platforms, and we kind of overlooked the most important marketing tool, and that's just taking what you have in front of you and treating it like gold.
Yeah.
So whether it's my gym members or the job I'm doing in construction, make sure you treat everybody like you only have one time to impress them.
Of course.
And take care of them. Don't do anything to stab them in the back. Make sure you're always trying to provide the best service. Make sure you're always asking questions. I ask my members all the time, what can I do to better myself? What can I do to better the business? Because I genuinely want people's feedback. I want to give them the best experience they can. And, I at least hope to think people recognize that. And I feel that I've been able to maintain the community I have so long because they sense that, they get a good feeling, and I have a month-to-month membership base, and those members stay around for 2-5 years.
What's the pricing on your membership?
Right now, the unlimited package, you could come take as many classes as you want. It's $149 a month.
Okay.
You have a registration, then, classes are one part. Then you have personal training, which is half of my business, and that's anywhere from $60 to $75 an hour per session.
Not bad. I think I should come check it out,
Yeah.
I got to lose this belly I got over COVID, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we have a nutrition program for that too.
Well,
we got you covered, Johnny.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So a couple of small tips that I can give anybody starting out, and this is what I started with. And every day, a small goal you can achieve is to do something as simple as hand out 2 business cards. I'm not a mathematician, but I said I've been in business for 7 years, okay? So 2 business cards times 365, that's 730 contacts per year. I've been in business 7 years. That's 5,110 people that you could just do something as so simple as hand them a card, introduce yourself, and walk away. 2 a day. You know how many times we come across 2 people. So use that little tip to get some momentum going. You may start off small, but those numbers obviously grow over time. If you don't want to use business cards, now you have social media. Add 2 followers a day. Don't make it just some random person who's never going to, benefit working with. Make it something a little closer to home. Add somebody at the coffee shop. Add the person taking your coffee order. It's such a simple step, but if you stick to that, I promise you, over the time, things are going to build in a positive direction. But Johnny, again, thanks for having me out here. This was my first podcast.
Anytime, my friend, anytime.
To anybody listening, if you have questions, Johnny is going to share my information. I'd be more than happy to sit down and hear what you're trying to start, and give you my feedback, because although I may not know what you're doing, I can definitely help guide you in some directions from a business standpoint, because there's a lot more than just what you do. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, formulating LLCs, tax issues. It can be the space you're looking for, rent, all that stuff. You name it. I've done it multiple times. I'd be happy to help. And Johnny?
Would you like to share any of your social media platforms or your website so listeners and viewers can?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
so your website?
The website, fit-spot.com. That's for the gym, for the construction. It's swiftrenovationssnj.com. And for the real estate, I am only right now on Instagram, and that's Pacifico Realty. All right, let me double check that. Pacifico_Realty with my whopping 44 followers. But
it's all good. You have to start from somewhere, no?
Oh, yeah.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here, right?
Something I'm used to. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where your career goes. Anybody listening's career goes. I hope the best for everybody.
Just giving back the hope, man. You can do whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it. Seriously. It's just might be a couple hours here and there, but I mean, think about it, man. The fire that's burning inside of you, that hole that you want to fill. I mean, 6 hours a day, you can get that accomplished. You can get your dreams accomplished. Stop living other people's dreams and start living your dreams. I really do believe in that. And also, if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, is John Germano, JONGERMANO _ The Outlet. Also, my website is THEOUTLETMovement.com. And thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Johnny.
Anytime, Michael. Thanks again. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to The Outlet.